UFC is back. Unfortunately, it's at the Apex, but fortunately, there are some fun fights, and as always, plenty of money to be made. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, we got Allan Nascimento taking on Cody Durden. So Nascimento is 21-6. That is 3-1 in the UFC. Durden is 17-8-1. That is 6-6-1 in the UFC. Nascimento has won 3 straight fights. Durden has lost 4 of his last 5 fights. Both guys are 34 years of age. I'm going to take the over 1.5 here. It's minus 170. I'm going to parlay it. I'll get to it as I go. Nascimento's hit it in 3 of his 4 UFC fights, and Durden's hit it in 3 of his last 5 fights. It is obviously a little risky. Cody Durden feels like he's getting finished every other fight. So, could end early. I just feel like Nascimento, sure, he's a sub threat, but the man lands 20 significant strikes per 15 minutes. Really not landing a lot of volume here. I could see this one going long unless Durden fucking pulls out the fit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If you guys are looking for anything else to take, only the over-under and money lines have dropped for this fight due to the late notice. But here's some props I like once they do drop. Nascimento by sub. Again, no odds on it yet. 14 of his 21 pro wins have come by sub, and Durden has been subbed 4 times before. That feels live as hell. And fight does not go the distance. Again, no odds on it yet, but 16 of Nascimento's 27 pro fights have not gone the distance, and 18 of Durden's 26 pro fights have not gone the distance. That is 64% combined. That's probably going to be minus money, but either way, good parlay piece if you're looking for it. Next fight of the night, we got Charles Radtke taking on Daniel Frunza. So Radtke is 10-5. That is 3-2 in the UFC. Frunza is 9-3. That is 0-1 in the UFC. Radtke has lost 2 of his last 3 fights. Frunza is coming off of a loss, but he was on a 5-fight win streak before that. Charles Radtke, 35 years old. I didn't realize he was that old. Daniel Frunza, 31 years old. I'm riding with Chuck Buffalo here. Money line, minus 145. I'm actually going to parlay it with the over 1.5 in Nascimento. Durden gets me plus 168. I feel like Charles Radtke should be a way bigger favorite here, but I guess he just was knocked out in his last loss, so they're like, let's take it with a grain of salt here, see how his chin holds up. But, Frunza gets hit almost twice as often, and he was dropped 4 times in his 2 Zuffa fights. Radtke, 70% of his wins have come by finish, and Frunza was finished in all 3 of his pro losses. Again, I feel like Radtke should be a way bigger favorite here. Might be a little chinny. We'll take it. Minus 145, I'll take that all day. If you guys are looking for anything else to take, how about fight end by KO? It's minus 130, so you'd have to parlay it. 8 of Radtke's 15 pro fights have ended by KO, and 9 of Frunza's 12 pro fights have ended by KO. That is 63% combined. And both guys have been KO'd a combined 4 times before. Fight does not go the distance is minus 120, so you'd have to parlay it. 10 of Radtke's 15 pro fights have not gone the distance, and 11 of Frunza's 12 pro fights have not gone the distance. That is 78% combined. And last but not least, the over 1.5 is minus 135, so you'd have to parlay it. Radtke's hit it in 7 of his 15 pro fights, and Frunza's hit it in 2 of his last 3. So a little risky, but Frunza's been hitting it. Next fight of the night, we got Isaac Dulgarian taking on Yadier Del Valle. So Dulgarian is 7-1. That is 2-1 in the UFC. Del Valle is 9-0. That is 1-0 in the UFC. Dulgarian has won 4 of his last 5 fights. Del Valle undefeated, so he's won 9 straight fights. Both these guys, 29 years of age. I'm taking the over 1.5 here. It's minus 145. I'm going to parlay it. Dulgarian's hit it in 2 straight fights, and Del Valle has hit it in 3 of his last 5. I was leaning towards a Dulgarian money line here, but then I'm like, fuck, man. I could see Del Valle getting the upset. Either way, I see this fight going at least 7.5 minutes, right? I don't think either guy is going to finish the other one. I think it goes the distance, honestly, but I'll take the over 1.5. We'll ride with it. If you guys are looking for anything else to take, I mentioned I was flirting with it. Dulgarian money line, it's minus 235. Del Valle gets hit twice as often, and Dulgarian averages over 5 takedowns per 15 minutes. He's also going to have a 2-inch reach advantage here. Just feel like he has more tools to get it done. But again, undefeated fighters always make me worried betting against them because it's like, this guy's never lost before, Fight does not go the distance is minus 200 if you want to throw that in a parlay. 7 of Dulgarian's 8 pro fights have not gone the distance, and 5 of Del Valle's 9 pro fights have not gone the distance. That is 71% combined. Next fight of the night, we got Jeremiah Wells taking on Themba Gorimbo. So Wells is 12-4-1. That is 4-2 in the UFC. Gorimbo is 14-5. That is also 4-2 in the UFC. Wells has lost 2 straight fights. He was on a 6-fight win streak before that. Gorimbo also coming off of a loss, but he was on a 4-fight win streak before that. Jeremiah Wells going to be 39 on Thursday. Gorimbo, 34 years old. So 39, definitely worrisome, but like anytime it's their birthday, the week of the fight, I'm always like, fuck, that's a little extra motivation to get the dub. You know, I'm a little nervous there. But either way, staying away from the money lines. I'm taking the over 1.5, got it at -175. Parlaying it with the over 1.5 in Dulgarian Del Valle. It's +166. Wells has hit it in 3 straight fights, and Gorimbo's hit it in 3 of his last 5. Truth be told, before the Vicente Luque fight, I would have said Gorimbo always hits the over 1.5. But, did get finished in like under a minute last time out. So a little weary here, but either way, I like this one to go long. If you guys are looking for anything else, how about Themba Gorimbo money line? It's -125 right now. He lands more, gets hit less, and he's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. And he's gotten 5 takedowns in his last 2 wins, and Wells was taken down in his last loss, so clearly a wrestling path there if he wants it. If you like Jeremiah Wells, take him by finish. It's +200. 9 of his 12 pro wins have come by finish, and Gorimbo has been finished 4 times before, including his last fight. And if you like Gorimbo and you want him at plus money, take him by decision, +290. 3 of his 4 UFC wins have come by decision, and Wells has lost by decision 3 times before, including his last fight. Co-main event, we got Salsa Boy, Waldo Cortes-Acosta taking on Ante Delija. I always fuck this guy's name up. I'll go with Delija. Cortes-Acosta is 14-2. That is 7-2 in the UFC. Delija is 26-6. That is 1-0 in the UFC. Cortes-Acosta has won 5 of his last 6 fights. Delija has won 7 of his last 8 fights. Cortes-Acosta, 34 years old. Delija, 35 years old. Now I'm thinking it's Delija. Either way, I can never fucking get this guy's name right. I'm taking the over 1.5 again. I mean, this is an over 1.5 card, guys, if you haven't put your finger on it yet. -175. I'm obviously parlaying it. I'll get to it as I go. Cortes-Acosta has hit it in 8 of his 9 UFC fights, including 5 straight. Delija has only hit it once in his last 4 fights, so obviously he's the risk here. But I like Salsa Boy to keep this going long, maybe even get an upset win here. He is a dog, by the way. But yeah, if you guys are looking for anything else to take, I just mentioned he's a dog, but take him by decision. Cortes-Acosta by decision, +250. 5 of his 7 UFC wins have come by decision, and Delija has lost by decision before, and it was a 5-rounder for whatever that's worth. So just saying, this is only a 3-rounder. The man can clearly go 15 minutes, so, he can lose this fight. The over 2.5 is plus money if you want to hop on that, +100. Cortes-Acosta's hit it in 4 of his last 5. And again, Delija, same as the 1.5, only hit it once in his last 4 fights. Fight end by knockout, you'd have to parlay it. It's -140. 6 of Cortes-Acosta's 16 pro fights have ended by knockout, and 17. I might cut out in the middle of that recording. So, main event, we got Steve Garcia taking on David Onama. Garcia, 18-5. That is 7-2 in the UFC. Onama is 14-2. That is 6-2 in the UFC. Garcia has won 6 straight fights, 5 of those coming by knockout. Onama has won 4 straight fights, 3 of those coming by decision. Garcia, 33 years old. Onama, 31 years old. I'm taking the over 1.5 again. It's -110. I'm parlaying it with the over 1.5 in the co-main. Gets us +200. I love that for a 2-leg over 1.5 +200. Garcia's only hit it twice in the UFC, but he did hit it in his last fight. And Onama's hit it in 6 straight fights. So we're relying on Onama here, who's never been knocked out or finished for that matter, to keep this one going long. 7.5 minutes. I think we can do it. If you guys are looking for anything else to take, Steve Garcia money line is -125. You'd have to parlay it. Both guys land roughly the same strikes per minute, but Onama gets hit more than twice as often. Also, Onama did beat Giga Chikadze last time out by taking him down a bunch, but Steve Garcia's got way better takedown defense than Giga, so we'll see how he holds up with that. Also, Garcia hits fucking hard. 14 of his 18 wins coming by knockout. If you like the over 2.5, it's +165. Garcia's only hit it twice in the UFC, just like the over 1.5. He did hit it in his last fight as well. Onama's hit it in 4 of his last 5, including 3 straight. Fight end by knockouts, minus 475. I mean, obviously, parlay it. 15 of Garcia's 23 pro fights have ended by knockout, and 7 of Onama's 16 pro fights have ended by knockout. That is 56% combined.
I'm worth 100,000 like Woodrow. When a ball call me Wilson, going overboard at the Hilton.